I secretly funded and decorated an entire community fundraiser in my family's name. On the day of the event, my relatives publicly disowned me in front of the donors and guests. So picture this. I'm standing in the back of our town's community center, watching 200 people celebrate my family's generosity for funding the new children's playground. My mom's at the podium, soaking up applause, talking about our family's commitment to giving back. My dad's shaking hands with the mayor. My sister's posing for photos with a local news crew. Here's what nobody knew. I wrote the $50,000 check. Every single penny came from my savings. This whole mess started 8 months ago when my dad called me at work, voice shaking. Leora, we're going to lose the house. Third time in 5 years. I didn't even hesitate. Transferred the money that same afternoon. Mortgage, credit cards, car payments, all of it. But here's the thing about my family. They never just take the money and say thanks. There's always a catch. A month later, my mom calls with this bright, excited voice. Leora, we want to give back to the community. You know, after everything that's happened. She painted this beautiful picture of our family sponsoring a playground, rebuilding their reputation in town after my dad's business failed. It would mean so much to have the whole family involved, she said. Family. That word always got me. So I wrote the check. But then came the planning meetings I somehow wasn't invited to. The committee calls that happened when I was at work. My sister posting Instagram stories from venue visits I never heard about. When I asked about helping with decorations, mom said, "Oh honey, we've got it handled. Just focus on work." When I offered to help with the program design, dad waved me off. "You do enough already." I started feeling like a silent partner in my own family's project. 3 weeks before the event, I stopped by my parents' house unannounced. Found stacks of programs on the kitchen table. Beautiful glossy things with our family photo on the front. Well, almost our family photo. It was cropped. I wasn't in it. "Oh, that's just the draft version," mom said quickly, shuffling the papers away. But I saw my name nowhere in the program. Not even in the thank you section. 2 weeks before the event, my sister posted about being so proud of what our family accomplished together. The comments were full of heart emojis and praise, people calling them heroes. My own aunt commented, "So generous of you three, not four." I screenshot everything. 1 week before the event, I got a text from my mom. "Just wanted to let you know the fundraiser is next Saturday at 2 p.m. if you want to stop by." Stop by. Like I was a neighbor, not the person who paid for everything. The morning of the event, I almost didn't go. Sat in my car in the parking lot for 20 minutes, watching families stream in. Watched my parents greeting people at the door like they owned the place. I walked in and immediately felt invisible. People I'd known for years walked right past me. My cousin Naya gave me a weird look and whispered something to her husband. That's when I realized they'd been telling people things about me, explaining my absence from all the planning. I grabbed a program from the table by the entrance, flipped through it twice. My name appeared exactly 0 times, but there was a full-page spread about the ardent family legacy of giving. I watched my dad accept a ceremonial shovel from the mayor, watched my sister cut a ribbon while cameras flashed, watched my mom wave to the crowd like she was running for office, all bought with my money. Then came the speeches. The mayor went first, praising our family's generosity. A local teacher talked about how much this playground would mean to the kids. Finally, my mom stepped up to the microphone. She started with the usual thanks, talking about community spirit and family values. The crowd was eating it up, nodding and smiling. But as my mom finishes her speech, she does something that makes my blood freeze. She mentions how her financially struggling daughter Leora couldn't make it today, but she's working hard to get back on her feet. The whole room turns to stare at me. My own mother had just publicly called me a financial failure at an event I secretly funded. That's when I walked straight to the podium, took the microphone, and said 5 words. "Actually, I paid for this." Then I pulled out my phone and showed them the bank transfer receipt. The silence was deafening.